Today I'm going to show you guys how well I did with my music licensing income for 2024. So right now it's January of 2025, and I just kind of went through my statements, and I keep a spreadsheet of my income from my PROs and different libraries and whatnot. So I'm going to show you guys that data today. I made a couple of charts here. So here is a bar graph of how I did for the past 4 years, so 2021 through 2024. As you can see, there's been great growth, especially from 22 to 23 and from 23 to 24. As I've been doing mostly exclusive stuff for the past 4 years or so, 5 years maybe, I'm starting to get a lot of royalties through my PRO, or actually I'm technically with 2 PROs, so I'm getting some good royalties through those, as well as one of the big things in 2024 was the big Pond 5 payday that everybody got. That was actually a fairly big factor for me. I got even almost $3,000 from that, so that was pretty good. But that's kind of spelling at the end, the non-exclusive stuff. So it's mostly exclusive music libraries is where this income is coming from. Just you can see that it builds up. It's not an overnight thing, this whole sync licensing business. Yeah, but I'm happy to see this kind of growth. The only reason it's been building up is because I keep doing it and I keep getting more placements and everything. It's a numbers game, very much so. At this rate, I'm hoping after another few years, I might be able to go full time with this. So we will see. I still like playing shows, live shows, and I teach guitar lessons too. Maybe I would stop the guitar lessons if this earns me enough. But I do like the social aspect of that. Anyway, so that's the trajectory. Let's look at this pie chart that I made. So these are my 2024 royalties. Almost 59% of that was from PROs. So currently I'm with ASCAP. I'm in the process of switching, if you guys have seen those videos about that. I also have a little bit of music in CSAC, which I've talked about before. So that's the biggest source of income. That's your back-end royalties from TV placements, from live performance, radio royalties, a lot of stuff. So, of course, that's going to be the biggest source for most people, I think, as far as royalties. Second place was actually non-exclusive libraries. I don't upload to those anymore. I did get the big Pond 5 payday, and that's the only reason why that's so high this year. And then I still get some regular sales on little sites, but it's not nearly what it used to be. But the Pond 5 thing alone was a big factor. I still don't think it's worth it to join the non-exclusive royalty-free market these days. I'm with a few other non-exclusive libraries like Audio Jungle. I get maybe a sale or a couple sales a year. So that's the non-exclusive stuff. If you guys don't know, Pond 5 has been licensing their music, or our music, to train AI systems, and they split that money with the composers. So they did a massive deal in like August or September, somewhere around there last year, which was a nice payday, but I don't ever expect to make that much from any non-exclusive royalty-free thing ever again. All right, and the next was sync fees is third place. That was a respectable about 15% of the income. When I say sync fees, those are from exclusive libraries. That covers sync fees, blanket fees, upfront income from these music libraries. And even lumped into that, I think, is maybe some content ID, because they do administer the content ID stuff usually when it's an exclusive library that you sign music with. But most of it is sync fees and blanket fees. So that was pretty good. Content ID for my non-exclusive stuff is about 4.5%. That's just my old non-exclusive royalty-free music, essentially, that is in there. And I've talked to people about this too. The content ID royalties just seem to have gone down in the past, 2 years. I have like 150 videos claimed or something on there, but a lot of them are just $0 for the income. Overall views are pretty comparable money-wise to what I've gotten in the past. There was a big video that I had music on probably in 2022 or something. I would get like $700 in a quarter just from that video, and then some other little things here and there, but that was the big one. So it really just takes like a couple big videos to make some pretty good money on Content ID. But I think people are finding ways around it now, either using AI music or they find a way to just not pay the royalties. And the channel has to be monetized on YouTube in order for us to get the Content ID royalties, because if the channel doesn't make any money, then there's nothing to give us. The last one is neighboring rights royalties. So that was 4%, though. This was the first year where I actually got a paycheck from them. It's Neighboring Rights Group is what I'm with. They pay biannually, and they have a threshold of 500 euros, I believe, or GBP maybe. So it took a little bit for me to build up to that threshold, but now that I've hit it, I expect that to go actually quite a bit up in the coming years. And it's mostly in Europe, I think, that they get these royalties from. When your music's used on TV, there's neighboring rights, and it's not a thing in the US for Neighboring Rights Group. You can't be a member of Sound Exchange in the territories that they represent. So if they, in theory, were like worldwide Neighboring Rights royalties, I would leave Sound Exchange in a heartbeat because I don't get any money from Sound Exchange. But basically, Sound Exchange handles my royalties in the US and anything that Neighboring Rights Group doesn't cover. Neighboring Rights Group is owned by, I think, the music library Studio Fontana, which is a Czech Republic library. And I do have some music with them, and I think that's a large reason why I'm getting more royalties from them, because it's their service directly. So they know my music that's in their catalog, they're going to collect those royalties. So good to have some music with them, especially I get good back-end royalties from that library and good neighboring rights royalties. So that is the income, guys, for 2024. I'm very excited for 2025 for one reason, because I'm switching to BMI, but also just the income keeps climbing, and I really hope it does. When switching over to BMI, I am a little worried that maybe I'll dip. Royalties might get lower this year only, or maybe for a year or two, because BMI appears to take a little longer to collect international royalties, and ASCAP's a little quicker than them, so I might see like a 6-month period where ASCAP had already collected my international royalties, so BMI won't be getting that. And I'm not going to make domestic money from BMI for at least 9 months, I think, because even if I got a placement on day one, it takes 9 months or so to receive the royalties. I'll still be getting my ASCAP domestic money as crap as it is, so I'll get something, but I do think that my income will dip a little bit between 2024 and 2025 just because of the PRO switch that I'm doing. Hopefully it doesn't dip too much, but at least I am anticipating it so I can plan accordingly with my finances. Let me know in the comments how you did this year. For most of us, I'm hoping it's just going up, 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 especially if you consistently do this. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.